James 2:2. Loeb is standing with the snowball in his bedroom. He wants to throw it before it melts all over his bedroom, but he still can't decide whom he should throw it at. Two men come into his bedroom, a man wearing a ring and fine clothing, and a poor man in shabby clothing. Personally, Loeb doesn't really care what kind of clothes they wear, but what catches his attention is the ring on the rich guy's finger. What would happen if Loeb threw a snowball at the rich guy's ring? James 2:3. This story has 3 parts. First, both men have decided to follow Loeb through the house. Loeb is giving special attention to the one with the fine clothing because he doesn't want him to sue Loeb for getting his clothes messed up. Even though they're in the bathroom, Loeb feels like he should offer one of them a seat. Second, Loeb's snowball is melting and has left a puddle on the floor, so Loeb tells the rich man not to sit in the puddle. He says, "Sit over here in a good place." Third, he realizes there's another man to consider as well, so he says to the poor man, well, to avoid the puddle, the only good seat is taken, but you can just remain standing over there, or even sit on the floor over here where it's dry. James 2:4. Loeb stands by the ladder with the snow. It continues to melt and drip water all over the floor. He allows the rich man to stand on the ladder to protect his clothing, while the poor man has to stand in the puddle. The poor man says, "Loeb, come on. Haven't you made distinctions among us and become some sort of judge?" Instead of accepting the correction, Loeb secretly thinks, "I hope the rich man doesn't fall, but even if he does, he'll fall on top of the poor man, so he won't get his clothes wet, and he'll stop this guy from preaching at me." Yeah, Loeb is thinking some kind of evil thoughts again. Obviously, he doesn't just think evil thoughts when he's behind closet doors. He also thinks evil thoughts while he judges his guests. James 2:5. This story has 3 parts. First, Loeb holds the snowball in the attic. It's dripping a flood of water all over the floor. The rich man and the poor man are fighting over who gets to climb up on the grandfather clock to get away from the water, and the clock starts ringing loudly. But over the noise, Loeb shouts, "Listen, beloved brothers." Second, the reason Loeb suddenly shouts is because he's had a revelation. He says to them, "I know the 2 of you are fighting over that nice clock, and you might think the rich guy should get it, but hasn't God chosen those who are poor in the world to be rich in faith and heirs of the kingdom?" Unfortunately, this only serves to intensify the fight. Third, the rich man says, "You call that badly dressed guy rich in faith? And anyway, what kingdom? You call this clock a kingdom?" Loeb says, "No, the kingdom that God promised to those who love him." The 2 of them continue fighting, and Loeb leaves them to go on his way. James 2:6. When Loeb gets into the toy room and notices the teddy bear, he remembers that the rich man was holding a teddy bear. Loeb imagines a dialogue between the teddy bear and himself. First, this teddy bear scolds Loeb, saying, "Why did you dishonor the poor man instead of the rich man? The rich man was the one carrying my friend around." Then Loeb responds, "Well, at least he wasn't oppressing you. It was just some other teddy bear. Besides, why was he dragging that teddy bear around? Was he going to drag it into court?" Loeb stands there a while, thinking about the strange idea of a teddy bear being dragged into court. James 2:7. As Loeb was standing there, the puddle from his melting snowball has been dripping down the stairs. Libby has yelled up the spiral stairs at Loeb, but when she yelled his name, she was so upset about the dripping water that she somehow accidentally yelled, "Leonard!" instead of "Loeb." You would think she could get her own brother's name right, but she was really upset. James 2:8. Loeb's dripping snowball soaks the pages of 2 books, a royal-looking law book and a Bible. Libby tells Loeb that he should do something less destructive and more productive with that water, like using it to fill his neighbor's well. Libby's been watching through the library window as their neighbor tries to get water from his dry well, and here Loeb's filling 2 books with water, so she thinks they can work something out. James 2:9. In Libby's room, Loeb once again feels the urge to throw the snowball at someone. He almost throws it at Libby, but he decides that since she's a girl, it would be wrong to throw the snowball at her. For some reason, she disagrees. She says there are no laws against throwing snowballs at girls, but there are laws against gender discrimination. She says that showing this kind of partiality is not only a matter of committing sin, he should also be convicted as a transgressor of the law for gender discrimination. Loeb isn't convinced. He declines to throw the snowball at her and gets out of her room.